Okay, I can show you one more example actually. Here, let me open the cursor first. I can also show you where to change the model actually. So let me go to file, then preferences, and then cursor. Right here you can change the model, so I'll be changing that for now. Okay, let me open the folder. So here you can see, let me name this something like to-do. Right, so once the folder is created, select this, and here first thing I can do is create this cursor rule. Right, and once the file is created, I can use the following stack. Right, I can tell React White framework. Second would be the database. I can specifically mention let's say SQLite for this. Third, I can mention UI, say ShadCN and Tailwind CSS. If you want, you can also go with the Bootstrap CSS, but the results will be different. You can also go with option of original UI, which is same as the one with ShadCN components. Right, there is another thing you can use is basically say you add caution like something, do not use depreciated libraries and components. Older than 2-year components. Right, then next would be not able to use or refer to particular set of packages other than the mention. For example, let's say if you are trying to use some components which we have not mentioned earlier to use, in case if particular set of feature demands a component not listed within say ShadCN etc. But right now I don't see that possibility, so I'll skip that part. Right, also do not delete functional code while adding improvements to existing functional project. Right, also current OS being used is Windows. Adjust the terminal commands accordingly. Right, so if you are on any other OS, you may add cursor rules differently. Right, now comes the part where you can add your particular prompt. So for that I will be making use of agent mode. Simply use Ctrl I and then choose agent mode. Right, notice that cursor rule is already selected, so I will just paste the prompt. Right, so pasting the prompt here, you can see I can click on send, and this chat send should start our process. Right, okay, it has already started by asking you to run first command. Okay, some of the time you will notice that this process may get stuck, so you just have to let it install the packages, not quicker. Right, it has selected some of the packages, also created a folder. right? You can use other ORM if you don't want Prisma. You have like few of those options listed already. You can also check that you have packages like Prisma, Tailwind CSS, Auto Prefixer, Post CSS. Then there is Beta SQLite 3 over there. So it didn't made use of any shared scene or origin UI components. So let it work on that, and let's run the command. So some components are being used like button, input card, then slider, calendar, checkbox, and so on, right? So it will go through the package setup and then it will add the respective code. Okay, generation of entire project may take a bit of time here. Also notice that some of the files that are being edited, it will be giving you signal to accept those changes for the project, and then you may have to use this accept all option, right? So let it run the whole project, then I'll be pressing the accept all option. Here you can see it is incrementally adding some of the components, which includes slider, calendar, and finally the Prisma generate command, right? There is also readme that is being created. If you explicitly mention about the readme creation, you can add that rule as well. For example, here I mentioned about what to delete and what to keep, also the folder structure, and finally you have this option for components, right? So these three things, and out of which it managed to show you what to do from here onwards. Can accept the change. I can go to navigate to that directory, right, inside which I can open the terminal and type in npm start, right? Before that I will have to go through three commands. So npm install for installing dependencies, then Prisma generate and Prisma db push, right? And finally npm run dev. So I will do that. Okay, I will copy this, npm install, right? So it will show you everything is up to date, and then I can do the Prisma generate. If it is already done, we'll have to push the database changes, right? So this is another command out of the way. Finally there is this npm run dev. Okay, so it may run into error. Just in case, can pass this particular error. Okay, so we can also push from here and ask it to run, right? And if there is add to chat, this particular error, right? So whenever there are errors, can simply copy them into, okay, so lines 1 to 7, right? Let me paste and ask it to, okay, so this is the reference. I can send, so it is pointing to particular terminal errors. Okay, now accept the changes, and once accepted I can run the commands again, right? So Okay, so I will have to again go past this, so I can run this and show it the error, right? So I can add to chat and fix the error, right? Okay, if I can retest, here you can see 5173 is new localhost address. Sorry, I may have to update here. Okay, I may have to close the cursor instance and then try again. Okay, I may manually run npm run dev. Okay, so here you can see that 5173 port is already open. Okay, alternatively I can also use control click. Okay, so finally all the errors are removed, right? Like I mentioned, there are some errors related to packages as well as some components. Once those are gone, I think you can test it out. Right, you can also select some of the component values here. See, I can choose the importance and click add task. So here each of that gets added: importance level, deadline, priority, right? You can also describe the task. There is option to select it for now, but there isn't any option to delete, edit, or add something different. Okay, also the selection for that particular day doesn't appear immediately, so minor edits you have to do by explaining it in edit mode, right? So this was the to-do list made with cursor.